works this time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, I like the title.
I I had this problem last week. I created the event, a brand new one, and it made no sense why, because it worked fine, but it wasn't showing up. Maybe it's a thing where you can't plan the event even though it's already working, but not. Fuck it, I have no idea.
I don't know. Like, I just think that Google kind of regrets acquiring the YouTube brand, and so they're just making it worse and worse.
I did wonder. I mean, they're starting. Is it that they're starting to see profits, but it's taking a lot of effort to get the profits?
Right, like they're finally it's finally profitable, but it's not worth
It's
how
not
long
easy.
they've put into it to get to this.
Yeah. But now they may as well just you've committed. You've come this far, so just keep going, and you'll be fine.
Right. It's just it's kind of like getting over a drug addiction, but you're still kind of have withdrawals.
Yeah,
And they're just like, I just rather have the cigarette. I'm gonna be honest, rather
yeah.
have the cigarette.
Yeah, sorry about that, chat, but the event wouldn't work.
Yeah.
How's the Church of Apathy?
Indifferent.
As it should be. When you pass around the collection plate, how does that work?
We actually don't have a traditional collection plate. It's a little different. We pass a blunt. And if it goes dead while it's on you, you get to roll the next one. That's how you donate.
I like that. That's good. Oh, what the hell's going on? Okay. I have no idea what we were going to. We were talking about stuff before this, and now we're completely. It's like
we kind of got derailed. Thanks, Google.
Yeah, Google. Oh my God, you're oppressing my right to speak hatefully.
You're pressing my right to hate speech. God.
Yeah. You gotta be fair, you know. Let me be mean.
Okay, so I think there's some kind of racial thing going on with Twitter, because you know how it's like you sometimes post it in a random language when you start a stream. Well, you post it in Portuguese the first time, and Spanish this time.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes is that a regional thing? I don't understand.
It happens to me too. Here, let me show you yours. Let's see. The original is, see, there it is. You translate it. I started a live broadcast, but it's originally in Portuguese. And then
nice one, Bing.
Yep. Yep. Let's blame T Bing for this one.
Yes, T Bing, who introduced us, and we creeped out so badly because we spent the entire time talking about sex.
Yeah. Well, we'd actually talked before then, because I think I'm pretty sure I've had you on Skype for a while now.
Oh God, I wouldn't remember. That's the problem.
Me neither. Alcohol's a thing. I just remember that we were on Skype before that, so I don't know how we met.
Yeah, it might have been through maybe Mocha, maybe?
Mocha would be a good explanation.
She introduced me to a lot of people, so it's possible it may have been her.
Well, Mocha's also how I met a lot of people as well. Like, she's just good at networking. She's kind of like if failure accomplished had breasts.
Yeah, actually, that's the point. I mean, she reached out to me very early on, introduced me to Poisoning the Well. That was great.
Oh, Poisoning the Well are fantastic guys.
Very fun. They are. They need to up their shit posting game, though.
Well, I mean, the thing is I don't think Patrick posts very often in general.
Not on Twitter, but Sophane's on it all the time.
Oh yeah, Sophane is on it all the time. And you're right, his shitposting game could use a little refinement. I mean, he's still better than Tim Blake, but that's not hard.
Oh, Blake's a lot of people that I speak to ask whether or not he's for real or not, and I don't think he is. I think he's a troll.
I think he may have been for real 18 months ago,
Yeah.
but
Seeing the extremes and the ludicrous nature, he can't commit to that.
yeah, I say with all this back and forth he's had with everyone, especially people like Jeff, who Jeff is so based in reason that it's hard to talk to him and not see through crap like that.
Actually, that was interesting. It's interesting you mentioned Jeff. I watched a crowd stream that was meant to be on Tim's channel, but obviously Tim couldn't stream it. And
Right.
Jeff was on there, and so was Ranting Feminist. Obviously, I don't give a fuck about her that much. But watching and Habib, but watching Jeff and Ranting Feminist back and forth on Sharia, and then Habib sort of sat there to the side, and then he interjects when it's obvious that she hasn't got the point about the interpretation of Sharia. It's quite interesting because obviously he's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
It was a few moments of shouting down, but it was interesting.
Well, the thing with Jeff is it's hard to get him over the line of where he's just not going to put up with you anymore. But once you cross that line, you're not coming back from it on that same stream. It's just not happening. But that's true of so many people. Like that's not a criticism of Jeff. I'm kind of the same way. In fact, I was mad at someone for about a week and a half or so. Like I just didn't talk to him. I muted them on Twitter.
I've never done that. I think I may have blocked one person because they were just spamming me with their channel saying, "Look how awesome I am! Sub me and I'll sub back and I'll give you a shout out if you do these next 3 things." I'll get fucked.
Yeah,
I don't need you. Well, maybe I do if your plan works. I'm just saying.
Say which plan.
There are a fair few of those channels where they say, sub to me, stay active in my comments, and you may get a shout out on Super Shout Out Sunday.
Oh, I hate channels like that. It's like I don't know. If I ever get big, I'm not going to try and manipulate people for shout outs. I'm going to shout you out if you do something that I think is worth a shout out. Like you make content I like, or you are, I mean, I'll probably shout out my patrons once I actually set up a Patreon, that kind of thing.
I'm very, very lucky to be where I am and to have Patreon. And it does help so much because I've been able to buy a better mic, buy a better microphone, and every little helps really.
Right.
I had considered in the future maybe setting up like a Patreon stream thing like Jeff does, and he does so many of them. I don't know how he does it. I just don't know how he does it.
YouTube and his kid are what he does full time. He doesn't have a traditional job.
He's whipped. Yeah, I get it.
I believe they call them sandwich makers.
Yeah, that's the name.
But who better to be whipped by? I mean, tell me if Memory showed up in a dominatrix suit, you wouldn't be like, yeah, I'll accept being whipped.
I think the first words out of my mouth will be, "Tell me the safety word."
Apparently, Russell's cloning me in the chat.
Wrath of the Clones, motherfucker.
Bad Star Trek episodes that never happen. I mean, Star Wars episodes that never happened. Star Trek.
I actually with the whole skeptic clone thing.
Oh yeah.
Whenever everything was going down on Twitter and in videos about all that shit, I think some were dubbing it the Clone Wars. So it's only a matter of time before there are hand clones as well. Bear clone. Well, there are some already called bear clones, I guess.
See, someone tried to call me a helping hand clone. My channel's been around longer than him. He just grew exponentially.
He got a boost off bearing, didn't he?
Yeah. As if you remember, Remove Head from Mars, who is now Carl Tuna.
Yeah,
he calls it the bearing effect.
I got called a Satiratician clone once, and I pointed out that I was on YouTube 6 months before him.
Kind of like me in Helping Hand.
Yeah, and Sat got a massive growth because of the bearing effect, actually. And this
Is
looks
it
like a joke. That
Satiratician was
actually
from
what
Bering
happened.
too, or
Oh, sorry.
was Satiratician also shouted out by Bering, or was it someone else?
Basically, I was meant to be on a stream with Sandre. I couldn't make it because I was ill, so I said, right, invite Satiratician. Bearing Layman were on that stream. After Sandre's stream, he went on to Layman's stream and then on to Bearing's stream, and then he collabed with Bearing, I believe. So
I say
yeah,
I know he collabed with Bering back when he was like 50K or something like that, but he'd already
yeah,
grown a lot
yeah.
before the collab.
He got a shout out as well, I believe. But you know, he's very popular, and thankfully the damage that's been done, so to speak, has stopped, which is great because
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. He lost like
3,000.
1,500 subs, 3,000.
He was at
Wow.
75K. He's down to about 72 now, I believe.
Yeah, he's at 72.5. I just checked because I was curious. I knew it would come up.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. But I did
Oh
tell him
yeah.
hard work will pay off. You know, just look at the views; they're consistent. So don't pay attention to the sub count. Your views
yeah,
are
I mean,
consistent.
the thing is views mean so much more. The sub count is really kind of just an EPing thing, which is what makes me sad because my EPing is pretty small.
I when I look at
like Asian level. I mean, Rucka Rucka Ali is going to make a song about how small my channel is.
I guess we'll have to talk to Bearing then and see if he can give you a shout out.
I mean, if he wants to, I wouldn't say no, but I'm not. I would never like go and ask for a shout out from people. Be like, hey, can you promote my stuff? No, if they like what they see and they decide to promote me, fine. But I've never asked someone to.
Yeah, there are like one or two people who have in the past asked me to put something on my channel, or they begged me to collaborate with them on a live stream, and they've made it so awkward that I've had to say yes to that or put the video on my channel. And both times it has gone down so negatively. Like the video I put on my channel was and I have no ill feeling towards those that made it because I can understand the point they were trying to make in the video, but at the same time, I know that the video was poorly received because it came across as petty with regards to shilling on YouTube content.
Oh god.
And obviously, that has, in the 6 months since, that particular topic, which is Candid related, is still going on. And how the fuck has Candid managed to stay relevant for so long?
Because the Amazing Atheist can never not have the
Amazing
last word.
Autist.
Yeah, the Amazing Autist has to have the last word in every argument, and Harmful is like a bulldog. Once he bites down, he will not let go.
Good, because in this instance, I watched. Okay, so I sat up. I got home from work and I was listening to the Amazing Atheist's 1 hour long video on, was it harmless something else he called it, instead of harmful opinion, he called him harmless something else.
Yes,
Harmless expression.
Exaggeration.
Yes, which he fluctuated between that and harmful opinions throughout anyway. And all I got from
Right,
it
he
was,
couldn't even stay consistent with his ad hom. It was so bad.
yeah, I got from that was, okay, you don't know how to balance your audio because you're a fucking retard. You're a contradiction because while you hold socialist views, you're all about the money, and you're wrong on the entire issue. Holy shit! And then Harmful made a video in response, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Harmful's. I just watched it last night. It's like 49 minutes. It's not a short video. But Harmful just lays into him, like literally point by point, just rips apart everything TJ was saying.
Interestingly, that he managed to pick out the actual points in the hour-long video and make his video a lot shorter. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
How much fluff is in the Amazing Atheist video. And by the way, he was one of the people, one of those very first people I found and started watching along. Well, it was Mr. Repsion first with the whole Anita Sarkeesian thing. And you can blame Will Wheaton then, I guess, by extension, for me finding this community and starting to make content, so to speak. And the Amazing Atheist, when I saw him back then in 2015, I thought was somewhat reasonable. He was bloody minded as fuck, but he was somewhat intelligent. Then I watched him at The Drunken Peasants, and over time, his I don't know, his cognitive process has kind of dipped drastically.
I think The Drunken Peasants was the downfall of The Amazing Atheist, because if you watch it, they're all pretty much yes men. They pretty much kiss his ass the whole podcast.
Yeah. It's,
So I think it's, as I'm calling it, the Cenk Uygur effect. Is you get surrounded by people who are too scared to argue with you because they know that you hold their paycheck.
Will Wheaton, yes, that's the name.
Yes, Will Wheaton. But that you know, you no longer are able to process criticism, and that's what happened to TJ, and that's, I think, Cenk's problem. I think that the Young Turks had potential in 2014.
I never really got into the Young Turks. Never got into them.
I watched them casually before I got into the community, but
the community argument.
But I saw them during Gamergate, and I was kind of a passive participant in Gamergate because I just gotten out of the military when I first heard about it.
All right.
I actually was in when I was first hearing about it, but I just got out of it when I started like posting in different things and stuff, but not making videos, just posting in forums and shit.
Right.
But so I was scared to share my opinion on things because in the military I couldn't, and I didn't know what the rules were for veterans at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, now that I know those rules a little better, I say everything that I feel like saying.
Yeah. I was fairly passive as well. I mean, it was more confidence and self-esteem issues that stopped me for the longest time making videos or doing anything. In fact, it wasn't until last September that I even told anyone in my family, which is a year, maybe 15 months after I started making videos. I told anyone in my family that I was making them to begin with, and that by doing so enabled me to be able to be a bit more, or project my voice better when I'm recording, because I used to have to do it at midnight for an hour when there was no sound in the house. I had to whisper into the microphone, and you could tell because the audio was horrific.
Okay, so my first like 2 months of doing videos summed up.
I can't show those videos from that. I used to use a headset, a USB headset, and the mic around was snapped, so I had to hold it with my hand. But there was no way I could do it without it making it sound like I was having some breathing issues.
Speaking of breathing issues, looks like Satiratician's in the chat.
Oh, he's alive.
Oh, that's
I feel like I was talking to him on Skype a minute ago. I would send him a link to this, but I think he might just be too hungover to join in.
Hey, I'm hungover too, and this isn't a regular occurrence for me, so no excuses.
Well, I'll give him the Hangout link if he wants to. Anyway, but I'm sure he's too busy drinking wine to associate with us lowly plebs.
Hey, that wine is not going to drink itself. Okay?
That wine's in a box. He's such a fucking like, he'll find any way to drink wine easier, so he'll make sure it's one of those ones with a tap already on it. Fucking lazy cunt.
Are you just trying to egg him on to get him in here?
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm not saying the Satiratician is gay, but I wear a mask too if I looked like that.
Turns up. Okay, I've got my box of wine ready. What are we talking about? I'm waiting for those the day they got the beer hats with the straws. And they do it with I wonder if they do it with bottles instead. But I wonder if maybe one day they'll do it with like a rucksack with a wine box, so you can just drink all day.
See, I'm just thinking like with the box wine, we just kind of modify one of those beer bong gas masks.
Oh yeah. Oh, I used to have one of those.
Oh, of course you did.
Either that or I had something else that I was modified entirely.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
I know we had a gas mask, and we got some like that piping that has loads of ridges in it. We rigged that up with gaffer tape around a gas mask. That was pretty good. Is
that what you guys call duct tape? Is gaffer tape?
Yeah, gaffer tape, duct tape, Same stuff.
Okay, I've wondered. It's like I keep hearing that term from, and it's always from people in the UK, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's gotta be
Well, I'm the
Nazi.
same with when I hear the word aluminum and I'm triggered as fuck, or I hear solder instead of solder.
Oh, you guys are pronouncing every letter. We're not about that life.
I anything for a shortcut. Satiratician would fit in well over there.
Say aluminium.
Aluminium, yes.
You sound like an asshole.
I sound like an ass. It's asshole.
Oh, that's right. I forget that you guys don't know how to spell asshole, apparently.
Yeah, we don't. But we are trying to get people to. We're trying to get people to understand that it's asshole.
Yeah, arsehole.
That said, asshole sounds better. To be honest, it doesn't sound.
It does.
Doesn't sound as I don't know something. I don't know how to describe it. Just sounds wrong, really, doesn't it?
Well, it sounds like uh how whatever bad UK stereotype they were trying to portray in Kingsman.
Can you do me a favor and give the link for this stream to Sat?
I can try. I don't know if I have any way to get in contact with Sat.
Oh, okay. Well, I dropped it to him twice on. I dropped it to him twice on Skype, but it says he doesn't have access to the document.
Weird. I don't think he follows me on Twitter because every time we've talked on streams, he's been borderline blacked out.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
That's what I get for streaming with him on Tuesdays.
I've invited Oh, you might be able to message him on Twitter.
See, he doesn't follow me, so I can't.
You need to Sat. You need to follow him, mate.
Ooh.
Hey, Magnus.
Magnus.
We're already live? I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Been like half an hour, but trying to get Sat in, but it's not working for him.
Yeah, we're trying to get a plague doctor in here because, well, we knew the cancer known as Magnus would be here eventually.
I'm not a Cancer, you fuck knuckle. I'm a goddamn Scorpio. Get it right.
Whatever you say, Moose Knuckle.
Yeah, honestly, I actually the idea when I mentioned shit posting to Jack Barnes last night in a Skype call when he was he very kindly agreed to record. I did the screen recording on my end of him giving a definition of mansplaining. And I mentioned, I think I'd said shit posting once. He's like, oh, Magnus then. Just immediate. I'm on that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
there's a certain je ne sais quoi to shit posting that I'm marginally good at.
Yeah.
I don't claim to be a professional. I'm more like a part-timer, bush leaguer maybe.
Well, you do more than I do. Certainly more committed to the cause.
Oh well, you know, if there's a chance for me to razz Steve Shives about his lack of a relationship with his wife, sexual or otherwise, I'm going to take it.
He does have some fantastic pause face that always seems to just work when associated with the word pegging.
He has, yeah, he has just the best pause face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure if we tried hard enough, we could find some pause faces on anybody.
Raf, can
Shit,
you
Lord.
link your Twitter in the chat of the actual stream, please? So Sat can...
I was going to say, did you give me Mod God?
how do I... You need to put something in the chat so I can do that anyway.
It's my
You have to...
standard.
There you go. Done. And
Right.
a productive contribution, of course.
Of course. Like, because
I expect any less.
it's my very robust anti-feminist argument.
I'm still trying to figure out what satanic rituals these monkey motherfuckers where I live have been doing, because they basically turned home into generic frozen shithole number 9,273.
Wait, what?
There's snow at home.
Oh yeah, I saw the pictures. I saw Jack's pictures anyway.
No, that's where Jack lives. I'm talking about where I go home to get the mail, but still.
Is it the South?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, in that case, it's just the world coming to an end, you know.
Yes.
Sorry,
well,
mate.
you know what? You keep this up, and I'm going to vote for the sweet meteor of death in 2020, dude.
You can link it now, Raph.
I was always
I
planning
can't.
on voting for the Sweet Meteor of Death. I don't know what you're
But why
talking
didn't you all vote for Cthulhu, for fuck's sake? I made the
about.
promise.
I thought that was your running mate, was Sweet Meteor of Death. I thought it was
Well, we
Cthulhu.
meant to be Red Robot, but the fuck never turned up.
See, I mean, that or
We had a firmware
you guys
update.
could always do, you could always run on the Cthulhu Bubonic Plague platform.
You know what the problem was? Right? When Red Robot was meant to be running, he got stuck in a Windows update.
Oh, God.
I
Apparently,
could
he
pretend
got
to
a
be
free one,
surprised.
Windows 8.1 to 10. Took forever.
Ugh.
Stupid
That-
fuck.
See, this
We
is
can
why we
link
should have
Zach,
gone
by
with
the way.
Optimus Christ from the beginning.
Yeah. How long do you think this? By the way, how long do you think this candid thing's going to drag on for?
Until one of those two gets banned from Twitter.
Well,
it'll be
I'm actually trapped between I'm finding it very difficult to give a shit, and I absolutely don't give a fuck.
I actually did put up a picture earlier. The one that that was in the Skype group, the 1.21 give a fucks that Jack put in there.
Hey,
Hello.
we got us a plague doctor.
Hey, Sat.
Yes. Hello.
How you doing?
So how drunk are you, Sat?
Right now, I'm unusually sober. It's quite a remarkable experience, actually.
Does it feel
Sounds
empty, hollow, and shallow, and meaningless to you?
Yeah. First off, fuck you. Yeah, just all the stuff. Just fucking.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The fact is, you admitted in the chat, I know you so well.
Yeah. And fuck you for making our private, intimate chats so public. You blue bastard. Makes one wonder what color you will go when I choke the life out of you.
Sharing's caring, man.
See, I'm wondering if his hands will go blue and his face will go black or something, or what'll happen with that.
They'll probably switch colors. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
Face go
considering
purple, hands go
that octopus type creatures do have actually blue blood, that's kind of hard to call because he's blue to start with. He'll go
Well,
dark blue.
if the whole blood's blue, then what color does that blue blood go when it's like not oxygenated?
Well,
This conversation has turned into a really boring biology lesson about marine life.
Yeah, I didn't do marine biology, so I don't care.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my involvement with marine biology was skewering with a scalpel the little squid that we were supposed to be dissecting and making it do a little jig on the table.
We had
And
to do
causing my
organs
brother to
like
throw up.
hearts and stuff from the local butchers, and
Oh,
there
nice.
was not a single girl or guy in that class left after myself. I was.
I'm probably
happily
hang on. I'm probably the most qualified marine biology here because of that one night that I
What?
fucked that enlisted chick in a bar.
All right, just because you can smell fish, that doesn't preclude them being marine life.
Oh, she was enlisted. She was at least a corporal. So
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
there you go.
Oh, dear.
I guess it counts if they're in the Navy.
Well, no, she was a marine, so it was marine biology.
Oh,
technically.
well, okay, fine. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
what's the shade about the Navy going on here?
No, we're just talking about marine biology, and Magnus said because he bagged himself a marine once, he wins
Oh.
marine biology.
Bastard.
Oh, come on! Don't get mad because we're making fun of the sea-bound butt fuckers. Come on.
Hey.
Yvonne Etniage.
Okay, my cousin's in the proper Navy that we have, so don't worry about it. I'm on your side, Ralph.
I'm not sure we can call your navy proper, considering ours is what 3 times the size.
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't mean it's not a navy.
No,
okay, it's still a navy.
Hold up, Wrath. Keep in mind, they still use those cool wooden ships, like out of what was it?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
true.
Their commitment to history is very commendable.
But our boats are extremely robust, and you're just jealous because yours are made by, I don't know, Japan or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, so if
I
they're
honestly
so
don't know
robust,
who
then how
makes-
did they get sunk in such massive numbers in World War II?
Because we were in the thick of the fighting. You turned up 3 years fucking late.
Yeah, we were also the only people that fought Japan who had the higher production of ships because they're, an island nation versus a land nation.
Yeah, I know, but you're so much bigger. It's like Japan attacking America. It's like pissing in the wind. It was never going to work.
Done that many times
well,
with night fishing. It's not wise.
No, it was like, sticking a stick of Pocky up your butt. It may be a cheap thrill, but it really doesn't do anything.
No.
Don't ask me how I know that, because
Oh, we know how you know that.
would be. No, 3 gay people would be pissed off at me if I told you how that worked.
But you have to remember, we are contractually obligated to be late to every war.
Right, I think that was part of the leaving terms for the crown. When you decided, when that George Washington fellow, or whatever he did, when he decided, oh, you know what, let's not pay homage to the royals anymore like a proper nation. We'll just go our own way, do our own thing. We'll go, royal towel over there.
Yeah. America was the original MGTOW.
Pretty much.
Americans going their own way.
Yeah.
That's worked out so well for you. It really has.
Well, you say that, but it actually kind of has. Like, I mean,
my thing is
on the right side,
the only people it didn't work out for was Britain.
I was gonna say our Brexit happened shortly after we said it was going to. How's that going for you guys?
Well, now hang on. Here's the fun part. Here's the fun part about us leaving Britain. We didn't even beat you guys. We just kept pissing on your foot while you were fucking with Spain and France.
Yeah, we were wrapping up Napoleon, and I know that we technically burnt Washington to the ground, but we're cool, right? We're cool.
Yeah, well, you could come back over and burn it to the ground again, and I wouldn't turn a fucking hair.
And on the subject of, you mentioned Brexit, I mean, we've been told that the next couple of days we may actually be able to start the Article 50 thingamajiggy enacting bit.
Oh, there's no politics.
Oh, you mean finally get on with the... every time I hear that you guys still haven't left the EU, I just envision that whole scene from Monty Python. Get on with it! Yes, get on with it! And everybody in the background, get on with it!
I mean, I can respect that. How many was it? 16 million voted to remain and 17 million voted to leave. So obviously they're going to fight. They're going to go kicking and screaming. I respect it. Fine. But now it's done. Fuck off. Go back to work. You lost. We're going to negotiate it. We're going to get the best deal we want, we can, and then we're out. That's it. Done. Bye.
Stick your thumb up their butthole and drag them along with you.
I was talking to Jack Barnes last night about it,
and those assholes that are still kicking and screaming about the fact they lost, they can stay in Europe. They can fucking move to Europe. I don't want them here.
I was talking to Jack about it last night, and there is a distinct sort of feeling that Europe is kind of done. I don't see a reason how it's going to.
I think aren't they thinking about getting rid of Greece anyway, just because it's like a black hole for money?
Well, that's Greece. It's their fault for never. They're one of the first countries that kind of showcased the complete lack of vetting of countries joining the EU to begin with. Greece had mountains of debt and other financial issues because they don't have any fucking taxes, and they let them in anyway. It's the same with I think.
And now they're thinking of giving Turkey EU membership.
Well, no, Turkey are trying to blackmail them into it by saying if you don't, we're just going to open the border.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're basically.
But unfortunately, there's a number of 30-something criteria, and to meet the requirements to join, and they don't pass a single one.
But I mean, they need to, like with Britain's entrance, you need to apply, and then a number of countries like, I don't know, like 2/3 or something need to agree for you to join. So with that system, I don't know how the fuck Greece slipped through the net, but I really don't think Turkey will get in. But that's thinking logically. Politicians notoriously have heads up asses.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why social justice warriors always try to get involved in politics, because politicians have their heads so far up their ass they don't hear how bullshit the ideas are.
It's all about image for politicians. So naturally, they want to try and appeal to what they think the people want. And it just so happens that SJWs are that loud that people think they're the majority. Well, so you end up with these pandering leftist retard politicians.
Well, but that's just the thing. That's the beauty of exactly what happened over the last couple of years, is that in 2 different elections in 2 different Western nations, the silent majority proved that these assholes are loud. So you think there's a lot of them, but there's a lot more of the quiet ones than you might think.
Yeah, but you see, that's the problem. Like the longer the loud ones could go on poisoning what the media put out, the more of the silent ones are going to be convinced by the fake media, like that whole Trump thing, talking to the veteran, and the press jumped all over it, saying that he was basically saying, oh, if you served in the army and you got PTSD, you're obviously weak, which was not what he was saying at all. But people just read headlines, they don't read stories. So the longer they can keep poisoning it, the more of the silent majority are going to be convinced by the rhetoric of the left.
Oh, sad. It's so cute that you actually think leftists are going to be fucking honest, especially at this point.
I think it's really interesting watching those results and then watching those who did lose in those elections, rather than take a moment and reconsider why they lost. Just double down. That was fascinating.
Well, I'm going to go for about 20 minutes because I got to do the obligatory visit to the maternal unit.
Right.
In other words, I'm at home and there's a Magnus Core t-shirt sitting here waiting on me, so I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
See you in a bit.
All right. See you in a bit. But yeah, the thing of the left is that it's almost hard to pick out, with the exception of some of the obvious ones like Linda Sarsour. She's pretty obviously a twisted evil bitch, but some of them, it's hard to pick out, are these people legitimately just stupid and believing this stuff, or are they stirring the pot for their own profit? Because I can't tell with some of them.
I mean, it is a game of sort of like one-downmanship between the press and the politicians. Who do you trust less? The ones who make decisions that affect your entire life, or the ones who control the information you're allowed to hear?
Right. One-downmanship. I'm stealing that term, by the way.
All right.
Because that's great.
I've been watching a lot of UK Parliament on YouTube, but also through the BBC's Parliament channel. And I find it fascinating that they're supposed to represent the people, but there's quite clearly motives that are very biased and always seem to be very left-leaning. I don't quite get it when it's a Conservative House. I just don't understand it. And also the subject of men's rights is very interesting as well, because that always gets shut down as well. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's been such a weird year for politics with... the whole sort of Brexit stuff still going on, and David Cameron leaving, Theresa May coming in. It's just, it's been a strange year. Everything's sort of mishmashed. And Theresa May has no business being in the Conservatives. She has no conservative ideas whatsoever. She's a fucking idiot.
But as a woman and a feminist, she's there to represent the women.
Yeah, I know, but she's such a fucking hypocrite. This is someone
I know.
When Tony Blair left and Gordon Brown took over as Prime Minister, she was screaming from the hilltops for a new election to say, he wasn't voted in, he just inherited the seat, we need to revote. But as soon as she does exactly the same thing, she is completely silent on the thought of holding another election.
There should have been I know it was only a year after that Cameron then stepped down, but there should have been another election.
There should have been, and there should have been one for Brown as well.
It shouldn't be just passed off. And
Yeah,
Gordon,
I mean, it's not like a monarchy. You don't inherit the position. It's a democracy. You vote in your
Brown held
leader.
on to that for 2.5 years or whatever, and I mean, he was clinging to that the whole time. I mean, okay, yes, May has a slightly stronger foothold because Corbyn is such a feckless loser.
Well, yeah.
He's not an opposition, so unfortunately, because of how useless he is, he's not. And obviously, his entire shadow cabinet, he's not going to win. So he may look strong. I find it fascinating a lot that we hear. You see those videos where people say that women can get to the top of anything unless they're being stopped by something else, like the whole Hillary Trump thing. There was some video circulating about. She was meant to represent women being able to get to the top, and it's like we've had that over here. Can you not see this? Can you see that?
It's ridiculous.
We've actually had a woman elected.
So annoying how they say, "Oh, there's such a glass ceiling. It's such a patriarchy." We have a queen. We have a female prime minister.
We've had a
prime
female prime
minister
minister
of Scotland
before
is
as well.
female, I believe. The leader of the SNP is female.
Yeah, Nicola Sturgeon. But we also had Maggie. No, she's not very popular, but she was elected. Margaret Thatcher.
Well, yes, exactly. I think that did a lot to damage the image of women in politics.
Let's not talk about that too much. Still, power. Ladies not for turning.
yeah, exactly. And that was ages ago, before this whole supposed women equality thing, though they claim they still haven't got equality for some bizarre reason.
It's just oppression. That's what it is. Massive oppression.
Yeah, they're oppressed so much they can't even fucking see all of the female leaders in the world. Like, the leader of the EU, like pretty much Angela Merkel, is obviously a woman, or, it might be hard to judge looking at her shoulder width and that sort of, I could kick the face off a fucking dog without a drop of remorse face.
Her resting face does have a very sort of old bulldog look about it.
Yes.
There were some papers that were running
more of a bulldog face than your queen, and that's bad. That's pretty much the main thing we make jokes about.
I think if Angela Merkel ever tried to smile, someone would have there would be a child crying in the background.
There was a paper, I think may have been The Guardian, that was trying to pass off Angela Merkel as the most powerful politician in the world. Maybe, but I don't think that's the case much anymore, with her position in Germany not being as strong as it was, say, 2 years ago.
Well, after basically turning Germany into the second most rape-filled capital in the world, after Sweden.
Congratulations, Sweden.
Yes, that's a hell of a title you've won yourselves.
Yeah, you've really done well for yourselves.
Congratulations on your liberalism.
Achievement unlocked.
Oh yeah, all the achievements with that one, dude.
It's so funny. I was flicking through a newspaper the other day. I don't know why. It's fucking full of such shit. And I was flicking through it, and it said,
"Mission something."
Well, yeah, I suppose. And it had this little section on the side that said top 10 countries for women to live, and it was quite a big headline. And number 1 was Sweden. Absolutely. I mean, did they go into sort of like a fetish nightclub where it's sort of bondage and rape was the go-to thing? So where would you like to live? Oh yeah, Sweden. I'll get me some of that. Like, who the fuck did they ask? He said they polled 9,000 women, and Sweden got the number 1 spot.
Well, let's be honest. We're talking about women here. How many of those how hard would it be to find 9,000 women in the UK that don't pay attention to politics?
I could probably name 9,000 women that I know right now that don't. So yeah.
See, my point.
But I mean, even if you didn't pay attention to politics, what is so attractive about Sweden?
It's colder than there. They probably pulled them in the summer.
We don't really have a summer here, to be honest.
Oh, that's right.
We have a couple of days of sunshine and then it rains. Yeah.
Our summer is not really yeah.
Yeah, like you can't plan for things. You get a hot day and it just takes you by surprise. You're like, oh, what a lovely day. I didn't expect this. And the next day is shit.
So it sounds like Seattle and the UK have similar weather.
I've never been to Seattle, but if that's the the case, I imagine so.
They say with Seattle that if it's not raining, then you probably should run. No, it rains. It rains at least once a day. You'll have maybe a total of 2 weeks a year of sunshine, but they will not be 2 weeks of like 14 days straight of consecutive sunshine.
Yeah, it's kind of the
Like
same.
sometimes you'll get one in December, and everyone will be confused and scared.
All right, it sounds a lot like here then, to be honest. We had a very warm day, like, I don't know, maybe a week ago. And it was just so bizarre. It just came out of nowhere, cold weather.
I had that yesterday where the sun was out most of the day. And then
it was shit here yesterday. So.
I'm right by the coast, aren't I? So a little different. I got a little sun and then not. It rained.
Yeah, that's how it works. Generally, the hotter it gets, the worse the rain will be.
Yeah, that's pretty much British weather summed up there.
It's like air pressure, the hot air rises, it creates a front, and then a storm occurs.
Is Sweden a fairly socialist country? I noticed the welfare thing mentioned in the chat. I know that
it was a very socialist country right up until about 30 years ago when they became more sort of capitalist, and then people sort of hold it up as this sort of big example of how socialism can work really, really well, despite them adopting capitalism as their sort of core. And now that's almost evaporated, and they've gone back to this sort of socialist retardation principle, and it's all falling apart.
Shocker.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone, like in the US, everyone who was pro Bernie Sanders was like, oh, but look at Sweden, they have free college. And it's kind of like, their economy is also going downhill. And on top of that, you had to have a certain GPA to qualify for free college in Sweden, which you shits don't qualify for. So shut up.
Pretty much, yeah. I think Scotland has free university if you happen to live there.
Yeah, that's paid for by us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, their prescriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So when second Brexit and you just force Scotland out, it's like, see ya.
I'll tell you what, if they want I know they've been bitching about it again. Oh, this time next year we'll have another referendum. We'll be millionaires. No, you can leave this time. Quite frankly, fuck off.
I'd hate to see what it would do to the British military to divide it, because a lot of our servicemen are Scottish. That's
true. It's true, and it's unfortunate that Nicola Sturgeon wants to push for another, because she knows that it's been stated both times they've threatened to leave again. Even the first time, Spain will veto them joining the EU. They're not going to get in.
Yeah, I hate the idea of Scotland having another referendum, because it just says that we could have another EU referendum if we wanted, because if you don't get the answer you want on your first vote, just vote again and keep voting until you get the answer you want.
It's not like it's best 2 out of 3 or anything. No, it's best until we get what we want.
Pretty much.
Until you give up.
Even best 2 out of 3 is bollocks. We had the vote. You lost. Live with it.
Yeah.
Maybe lost in like 100 years or something, you decide, you know what, let's have another vote. It's a new generation. We'll see what happens.
Oh, shit.
Someone else say stuff now.
Yeah. I find it fascinating that when I watch PMQ and I watch the Scottish Party, Angus McRoberts, I think the guy is who leads the party in the chamber, every time he gets asked 2 questions, and most of the time it's Scotland's interests. That's brilliant. Can you, now you've had that question, every time it's always about Scotland's interests and Scotland's place in the single market, Scotland's best interests. The questions have been answered repeatedly, and yet he's wasting these questions. Surely you'd want to ask something else, like, when Scotland gets their independence, can I still have this seat? Can we still have our free prescription education? Can we have that? Can we have your currency as well, please?
Interesting to see. I mean, what do you plan your main exports to be?
Yeah, minus, I think it might be, was it saffron or lavender or something they grow a lot of?
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really follow it that much.
I figured their exports would be alcoholics.
Whiskey is obviously there.
Yeah, I actually did seem to have gotten this image that I'm some raging alcoholic, so it's probably not going to help that to tell you that I've toured the whiskey breweries.
We have one in the UK, and it's really nice, called the English Whiskey Company, and they've got a fantastic tour and distillery and some fantastic stocks. but I can't really talk much about alcohol, but maybe not being an alcoholic, because I have a rather large supply of whiskey and some very unique decanters behind me. One of which is a stormtrooper-shaped decanter helmet. And the reason I got it was because a YouTuber called White Sith Mel showed it to me, and I was like, "Fuck you, I'm buying it first."
Yeah, I
need to see.
Found it on like thisiswhyi'mbroke.com or something. Like,
oh yeah, that sounds like a thisiswhyi'mbroke.com type purchase.
Yeah,
I bought it off Amazon for like 20 quid with something.
Yeah, fair enough.
Some overtime.
Do you guys remember the personal soundtrack T-shirt? Because I had one of those.
I haven't been on that website for quite a while since they ran out of the Tron motorcycle that I really wanted to get, but I'm not a millionaire, so.
Yeah, the Tron cycle. I wanted one too.
Yeah.
I wanted the personal submarine more though, the one that looked like a shark.
My main transportation is a motorcycle, so if I had that, I'd be very, very happy, even though it looked incredibly uncomfortable to ride.
See, I would just move back to Washington, move to one of the islands, and just use that the shark submarine.
Yeah, wouldn't do me much good. I mean, next door neighbor has a pond. I suppose I could use it in that.
Please do record it and tell us how it goes.
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
if the pond is deep enough to fully engulf the submarine.
So you may have to visit him in jail, because I don't know what that charge would be, but I'm sure you'd be charged with something.
Yeah, I'll let you know through that little glass thing that they have.
And the little phone you get to hold and talk to people through.
It was great. Well worth it.
Yeah, worth the 6-month term.
See, if I die doing something stupid, I want a clause in my will that has my headstone, instead of reading "rest in peace," it reads, quote, "worth." Or hashtag worth it. That'd be hilarious. If you die doing something stupid, why not? Fuck it, you're dead.
I don't care how I die, as long as I have a laugh while I'm doing it.
Right?
Yeah. I won't care. I'll be dead. So just as long as I can have my last few moments having a laugh, then fuck it. Who cares? Well, I mean, people left would care, but I wouldn't. I'd be dead.
Wow, you'd fit in really well with the Church of Apathy. You ever thought of joining?
I've never even heard of them.
There you go. You want to tell them?
Sure. I am actually one of the founding ministers of the Holy Ministry of Apathy. Our rules are pretty lax. The first rule is "Thou shalt not giveth any fucks."
I think I'm down with that one.
The second commandment is "Thou shalt not steal one of the founding minister's seats on the couch of apathy." And third is "Thou shalt pass the bong."
Well, I don't smoke, only drink, so.
Oh,
Just
well.
gonna leave that there for a second.
Oh yeah, I'm a real health nut. I don't touch any kind of smoke. I just drink myself to death.
Oh,
you're not doing a very good job of it because you're still here.
You see what Omegon just showed?
I said drinking myself to death, as in the process of doing it, not having drank myself to death.
Scrub.
What?
Nothing.
Oh,
I was trying to sound young and I failed.
Did you see the meme there, Sad, or were you too drunk to read it?
Meme where?
I'll put it back up. Hang on. Oh. Somebody in the B-List Skype group, Jack Barnes, put this up there, and I thought it was amazing. So let me see. I
don't check the Skype group often enough. I'm terrible.
There we go. I still love that.
It makes me happy.
Yeah. 1.21 give a fucks.
That's going to require a fucks capacitor.
Beautiful. I love it.
Oh, man.
Oh, beautiful.
That was one of the first movies I saw, or that I remember seeing as a kid.
I was watching it the other day. I'm really sad.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
but you know what'll make you feel better is you just remember that anytime Michael J. Fox wants to have a light show, he just picks up a laser pointer and goes to town.
Oh, I feel so sorry for him. It's 2015 and his life does suck.
To be honest, I don't give a fuck, really.
I wish we had the hoverboard. I wish we did.
Well, I mean, we have something called that, even though it's demonstrably not a hoverboard. It has wheels.
That was one of my very first videos I ever did something on, that whole banning of the hoverboard. And
Oh, that was a load of bollocks.
I was like, you got to be kidding! It's not a fucking hoverboard, you cunts.
So it wasn't the fact that it was banned because it was considered dangerous, because a very, very slim minority happened to catch fire once.
Because those
we don't ban Christmas trees, which
it's because those stupid battery packs. They were just so unstable.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because they were very poorly made. I mean, lithium-ion batteries are notoriously safe unless it's assembled by a fucking idiot.
Right.
Yeah, so if it says underneath the battery pack when you go to check it, made in Britain, bin it.
And it's shit. Don't touch it.
Yeah. Good to know.
I haven't actually had the chance to go on one of those things. But I've seen some of the amazing like fails of people just slipping and going face first. Like, yes.
Yeah.
This is satisfying.
I tried one of those and it was so like weird and just awkward. I was like, you know what? I almost rather it blew up.
You'd probably get a really good firework display on it if you actually, glued some fireworks on it.
Well, I mean, if you do want it to blow up, just pierce the lithium-ion battery. You'll be that'll do it.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking on using the lithium-ion battery as like a fuse and just putting a bunch of dynamite on it and just kind of positioning it that it rolls forward and using it as a bomb drone, basically. And then, you just shoot the battery pack from a distance and good to go.
I guess a hot bullet would do it, yeah. I mean, and a cold knife does it.
Well, yeah, I mean, this and that, and I'm not going to use my magnesium tip rounds for anything else. Why not? Can't just let them go to waste.
I suppose if I had a gun, if they were legal here,
past hunting shotguns, Beretta shotguns, we don't really have much else.
Yeah, like old sort of like, I don't know, clay pigeon shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, I go as a place.
Niggas.
Oh, you do you?
I'm surprised Magnus came back here with Red streaming.
Is he streaming right now, or is it in an hour's time?
No, he just started. I got the notification, and Russell's talking about it in the chat.
Oh, I didn't realize. It started now early.
Omegon, my moist friend. Check.
Oh, you got your shirt.
Shit out.
Nice. I'll put a link in the description afterwards if you want.
Oh yeah, I've got pacifiers, belt buckles, t-shirts, the weights.
Pacifiers?
Yep, baby pacifiers. It's never too early to be metal.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but
well, I tried to make a Zippo and get this shit. They sent me back an email saying, well, we had to turn it down because we can't have anything like a lighter having a cartoon character on it. And I'm like, it's a fucking winged skull that's on fire. What is cartoonish about that, you daffy motherfuckers?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Just for giggles, I might pop over to Sunday Fun Day, call Red an asshole, and then come right back. Just for grins.
You should just pop in and steal his line. Be like, greetings, red shirts, and then dip out.
Greetings, YouTube! And welcome once again to the dungeon of unrequited fantasies.
No, I believe it. I believe it should be Beatings Pornhub. That'd be way better.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. Yeah, I think I'll go fuck with Red for a few minutes. I'll be back.
See you in a minute.
I'm at home. I've got nothing better to do but stream and do all kinds of weird
To be honest,
bullshit.
Magnus, I didn't even know you had a house. I thought you just lived out your vehicle.
Well, actually, my mom has the house. I just show up here to pick up mail and stupid
right,
shit
okay.
like that. That's where I get this. Oh, and before I leave, I'll show you the other one, if I can remember where the hell I just put it. There it is. I got this one too.
Oh, nice. Hang on, let me see. I'll just present to everyone for a second. There we go. I like that.
Nice.
He has Senzu beans.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
It's like the for my birthday you sent me one the original Suicide Squad, which is the entire.
Yeah, I've got that one rolled up in the closet. As a matter of fact,
that was pretty nice. I like that.
All right, boys. Well, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go mess with Red for a minute or three.
Right
Have
on.
fun. So, Sat, Are you gonna throw yourself into making content again soon?
Soon, yeah. Had a few technical hiccups. But I think I'm more or less back on track.
Yeah.
Just need to get back into the swing of it.
I was wondering what was happening because we're getting like, 2 videos per 3 days, and then all of a sudden it just stops. It's like, did I get unsubbed from him again?
It was 2 videos a day at one
damn
point, actually, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was trying to do 2 videos a day. Some days just 1 video. But
I really wished you'd reduced that because I felt I couldn't understand how you were able to.
it was a real struggle. I made myself ill.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I was gonna say you made me feel really inadequate.
It wasn't easy. I had time for literally nothing else. It was just making videos. That was it.
Now, I can do 2 a week comfortably and sit, on a Monday and a Thursday schedule upload thing. Maybe 3 if I have a bit more time, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
I wish I could, but I can't.
I wouldn't be able to have a day job uploading daily. It just would not be a thing.
I wish I didn't have a day job because mine's so erratic and doesn't pay on time. But
join the club. We've got jackets.
Yeah. It's pretty... Wait. Interrupted. The stream has stopped streaming.
It says live on the thing.
No. On the YouTube link, it had interrupted. Like Llamas was earlier. Do you remember you mentioned that to me? Raph?
Yeah. Llama's just
I just refreshed the page that the stream's on.
Yeah.
Seems to be okay. The loading wall is fucking enormous for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be working now. Super weird.
Yeah, daily uploading. I don't know how anyone does it.
I did it for maybe 2 weeks, and after that, I had to take like a week off. It's just
I know your views are pretty consistent now, and that's great.
Well, I mean, I was getting about 70,000 views per video, and it's gone down to about 15, 20,000.
That's not great, of course not. But the 15 to 20,000 thing is with what you were doing. That's
relatively consistent now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a shame that you were put in the position you were in the position you're in, but now you can just rebuild and get on with things.
Yeah, but my subscribers are still sort of nosediving for some reason.
It's slowed right up as far as I'm aware.
When I upload, I lose so many subscribers. But when I'm not uploading, I don't lose subscribers.
Yeah, that's quite a common thing. I think Bane, he has a similar problem. Every time he uploads, he loses subs. I do as well. I lose at least a dozen. And it takes about a week to regain them.
Like when I was uploading daily, I'd lose between 50 and 100 a day.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that. And mine, I upload weekly, sometimes twice a week, and I pretty much the weeks I take off, I gain subs. Or like the weeks I only do 1 video, I gain subs. The rest of the time, I just kind of stay at the same because I'll lose a couple and then gain a couple back.
But if I look on my phone, like the Studio app, I can, like, the correlation between upload, like views and sub losses is absolutely insane. It is so accurate.
That's useful.
I might even do a video on how stupidly closely matched they are, the sub loss to my view rate. I don't know, people are watching my video and go, how the hell did I get subscribed to this idiot? And then just sort of like leave.
I say that every single time I make a video because of how many people have subbed to me, and I think either I'm better than I think I am, or there are 13,000 idiots.
I just presume that there are about 70,000 people that got that drunk they accidentally hit the subscribe button instead of a different video.
I love the ones that I've seen this. I've sort of started to notice the odd comment from months back where they were like, "Oh, great job, subbed." Then recently to, "This is terrible, unsubbed."
I haven't got any unsubbed comments yet. I think that comes after you break 1,000.
I got one or two for a vegan-related video I did, and it really fucked me off because I know it wasn't very good. My annoyances with myself because I never intended to address the vegan arguments, but the feminism arguments, and I completely fucking ignored them. I got really annoyed with myself.
Although,
in fact, interestingly enough, Sat had a video sponsored by the very person who did a response video to me, a vegan, in fact, called Jack something.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's in one of your videos, Jack Green, I think.
Might have been.
Yeah, and he did a response video to me of my shitty vegan video. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, he's sponsored one of my videos. He must know what he's talking about and have a good ear for hearing details. And
either that, or he's one of the 70,000 stupid people you think he might.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. It was a good video. He did some on The Amazing Atheist. It was pretty solid.
I don't know. I think in total, since that whole sort of shoe incident, I've lost maybe around 3,000 subscribers. Between
we were actually talking about that before we went on air. How many you'd lost from that?
Yeah, the day she uploaded that video, I lost 600.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there was that huge instant down spike.
Yeah, after that it kind of slowed down. I think a lot of people were sort of scratching their heads, like, "Wow, she really reacted badly to just a video that was taking the piss."
There is an interesting sort of thing you notice with some people where they're not consistent with their position. Like on Twitter, I've seen interactions with for example, June, where she has told people to stop doing something like to Sargon because obviously it was something there was something he did that caused a shitstorm. It was that girl, wasn't it, in Lush?
The feminism shirt picture.
Yeah. But then that's encouraging someone to stop bullying. But then she has a video on her channel where she has no disclaimer to not harass, and she openly attacks someone who misunderstood something.
And I've even gotten comments from people who say, "Oh yeah, I've been a Sean Head fan for years. I've seen hundreds of her videos, but I didn't recognize her in that sort of Poe." In the Poe video where she was pretending to be a feminist, they didn't recognize her.
There was one brilliant Poe. I think Rory fell for it. Is it Kasuna Vera? She did a Poe, the troll sort of thing as well, and he fell for that. But she took it far better as a more of a compliment.
See, I think she just kind of teased him on Twitter, didn't she? She didn't actually
as well.
And see, one thing that really annoys me was like a load of people accused me of like, oh, you didn't do enough research on the person, blah blah blah. But what annoyed me is every single time I answered one of their stupid little complaints, they came back with another. It's just like, oh, well, you mentioned her in a video, so you must know what she looks like. No, I had mentioned her in a video because I admire what she does, which is the same thing I do, which is speak out against SJWs. I don't have to know her personally for that. I admire the works that Mother Teresa did, but I wouldn't be able to pick her out of a fucking lineup of lookalikes.
I don't even know what Mother Teresa looks like. It's interesting.
She was like a nun or something, like just basically an old woman.
You actually feature somewhat in a Christiosity video where she was explaining satire, and she had other different people, all these different people on a list of satire. But the video she used, thumbnail I think of yours, wasn't for the video. It was with a much younger person, and I think maybe Goodfella and Dr. Randabacam covered it. And it was like you missed the biggest, like satirical goof, and that would have helped at least validate your argument slightly about the satire position, but she fucked that up pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Christiosity. Like, if I don't think she would understand comedic timing if it bit her in the face.
Actually, yeah, she said that on Twitter a lot. Like, she misses the joke quite a lot and has to be explained to her, which is unfortunate, I guess, if you can't understand humor. But then, if you're getting into arguments on Twitter in the first place because you don't understand humor, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, it's kind of like, sweetie, maybe Twitter's not a good place for you to spend much time. Like,
Twitter is just cancer. It's absolute bollocks.
It says the guy with a pop-up that says, "Follow me on Twitter."
Yeah, well, I hear followers are a good thing. I tweet maybe twice a month for the people that happen to click on that in their drunken
go through
haze.
old tweets that include you from like a month ago, and I get an alert says liked by Satiratician. Like, oh, fantastic! You finally saw it.
Yeah, it's because when I do go to Twitter, it's just like, this is where you left off. Would you like to load 1,169 new tweets?
Yeah, I mean, I use the app on my phone, but I don't go onto it. I mean, I use my phone, go on there 2-3 times, maybe just about 5 minutes a day, but no more than that because I can't be bothered to scroll through so much bullshit.
Yeah. See, I make the mistake of responding on other people's tweets that have way more followers than me, so I end up getting like a shitload of mentions. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't care about my mentions. I just wish my phone would stop vibrating.
Surely you could just go into the permissions and settings and just turn off notifications.
Do that.
Right. I need to just fiddle with settings to where like I don't get tagged for mentions, but when someone DMs me, I still get it. Like those are the notifications I still want is like DMs, but DM chains, I wish you could default if it's a group DM to just not get notifications.
Yeah, you have to mute them individually. I've had that recently. Being woken up at 2 in the morning by a buzzing sound. I turn around and it's a fucking new group has been set up, and I'm in there and I'm getting all the bloody alerts.
Right? People it's like, hey, let's add these people to a new group. It's like I'm already in the group with literally all the exact same people.
Yeah.
Why does this need to be a thing?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking annoying actually.
It is super obnoxious.
By the way, there's no Minty Fox, if you noticed, who'd gone for over an hour and she's not here. We didn't talk shit about her because of it.
No, yeah, but you talk shit about me when I'm not here, you fucking arsehole.
But the difference is you were in the chat the whole time. We didn't talk about you before, like on air. We talked about you off air before we came on air to discuss sub counts and stuff.
No, I'm the topic of conversation off air.
You're just a very interesting person on and off air.
You don't have to tell me. I know this, but
we just like to watch you drink wine. Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Pretty much.
It's very sophisticated watching you just put the tap in the edge of that little beak thing and just chug.
Yeah, I think my record is 3 boxes before I just.
So don't you have like a little straw thing towards the front of that beak thing? You just kind of just peck the box and just.
It'll kind of ruin the.
Oops it.
Yeah, ruin the whole point of the plague mask.
I've never had box wine before. Is there a preference? Is there like different types? Or is it any good?
It's just fucking wine. Just
you're so cultured.
I know. It's just I don't know. It's like aged for like 2 hours in the back of a lorry somewhere.
There's a thing with whiskey. It has to be aged 4 years, exactly 4 years to be counted as whiskey. And when you go to distilleries, you've seen this where you've seen the earlier ones they're just clear and they steadily become more and more urine coloured.
Yes, it's the barrel that colours it, isn't it? Because they use old wine barrels.
Yeah. And on the last tour I went on, I tasted one of these from.
I imagine it must just taste a bit like vodka, to be honest.
Yeah, and I thought it was so rough though. And I asked whose was this meant for, and they said Prince Charles, and I thought, give it to him now, please. I want to see the look on that cunt's face because I could barely stomach it. It was so rough. And yeah.
Nice.
No.
I'd try it, but I don't think I would ever get into it. I always thought it would just taste a lot like vodka. Just rough vodka.
Fuck pineapple pizza.
Why are you hating on pineapple pizza?
Are you gay, Raf?
The lines have been drawn, man.
Hey.
In all seriousness, I actually think it's a very amusing.
It's a fun fake argument.
And also, I've noticed, right, people who aren't involved in any of this online stuff arguing about it in real life. I've seen it outside of fucking Domino's.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Considering Domino's have a special service called a half and half, where you can literally get half of a pizza one way and the other half another way.
But you don't want the pineapple touching the other side.
I think that's the whole point of a half and half.
I've heard the argument. It's brilliant.
I've seen this. I have friends that I'm on the. If it's not anchovies, I'll probably eat it if it's on my pizza. camp on this one. So I'm Switzerland here. But we had one very pro pineapple and one no fruit on pizza is allowed, and he refused to believe that tomatoes are a fruit.
Yeah, that's a really annoying thing. Tomato is a fruit. I like pineapple, by the way. I'm not a fan of it on pizza, and so when I see the argument, I'm like, when I did that little thing, I did a little goof thing, and Red Robot did a response video to it. It's brilliant. I just thought I'd be the biggest cunt I could be and just stick it somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's just fun to mess with people, and I think Red's video about it on his fake news network was just great.
Yeah, that was the video. He basically did it on me, the bastard.
Yeah, and then
it's like it's all good
Omegon, this fake news channel.
Yeah.
Oh, his fake news thing about the the allergy things, like Allegra offers a flamethrower to get rid of all the allergens. I about died. Like I was walking to go buy cigarettes, and I had my headphones in, and I'm just like, I could barely stand. I'm laughing so hard in public with headphones on, and just this kid, like teenager, walks by, and he's like, "Are you okay?" It's like, "Good." It's like, "What the hell just happened? Did you catch something?" Because I think he was referring to Pokemon Go or something. Because he was walking around staring at his phone too. So I think he thought I was playing Pokemon Go. I was like, no, just you wouldn't get the joke. Just go be a teenager somewhere else.
Yeah, I
remember walking around to Sainsbury's at like 3 a.m. while I was out late getting a box of wine. And I saw this like 40-year-old, like 45-year-old man looking down the aisles with the camera on his phone. And he was obviously playing Pokemon Go. It was blatantly obvious. And I saw him do this on a few aisles. And then he looked up and saw me. I've never seen someone pocket their phone that fast in my life. He did not want to be caught playing Pokemon Go.
I played that with for some footage for a video that I did put on my channel. And then I kept it on there for a few more months because my niece and I quite enjoyed going down the beach and around Deal Castle with it. It was good fun. And also got us out of the house because otherwise I would just be indoors all the time.
I think the last Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy.
Yeah, I got Pokemon Yellow.
No, not Advance. It was on the Game Boy Color.
I sold blue, red, and dual gold, silver on eBay. Made about £100 off it.
Oh, nice.
Those Game Boy games in good condition sell for a lot of money. And I did have
Pokemon Blue that I loved, but it went through the washing machine. It still worked, but it wouldn't save. So
that's because the internal battery is dead. If you take that little like weird star,
I don't know where it is now. This was a long time ago when Game Boy Color was cutting edge.
Oh. Many moons ago.
That just makes me feel very old. I still play. I've still got Game Boy Advance, and I do play Pokemon if I'm ever on a train because I just think for a 4-hour journey, I'm not going to do anything else. Fuck it.
I have got a Game Boy emulator somewhere, and I've got Pokemon but with cheats.
The rare candy cheat was such an easy one.
Oh yeah, that was easy to do. It worked with other things as well, like Master Balls.
Yeah, that too. Actually, that's a good point. That certainly made it easier when you had to choose, like certainly on the original with Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres, and then obviously Mewtwo, and you're like, okay, fuck it, I'll just get all of you with Master Balls.
Yeah, pretty much. And
in fact, I kept Red for the longest time because I wanted Mew, and I'd never caught Mew until last year, and someone told me about the glitch to get Mew on the bridge. I was like, holy fuck, I've got Mew. That was amazing. Selling the game now.
Yeah, I caught Mew on my Red version. My friend told me about the glitch back in elementary school. It's like, oh yeah, I know how to catch Mew. I was kind of like, cool. He's like, what's it worth to you? And I had to give him my fucking Alakazam Pokemon card, like real life card for it. I was like, you bastard.
Damn it, Google, you should have been here sooner.
Greetings, Pornhub, and welcome once again to the Satellite of Ungodly Fantasies 4.
This isn't
Cthulhu and friends.
Wrong stream.
Yeah, wrong stream.
I just jumped out of that stream and back into this one.
Oh,
Actually, Red liked the idea, and he's thinking about getting everybody to kind of do their own version of his intro.
I should. That'd be great. I think it'd be very amusing.
And that's how you kill a conversation.
Well, we have gone
Yep.
for nearly an hour and a half, so I could end it,
It's
and then
true.
Magnus could go and jump in on the B list properly. Then
Well, yeah, I could stick my penis in that once again and violate it
okay, then.
properly.
Nice
Do you
and
want
deep.
to? Does anyone want to shill their channel for a moment?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
there's
ahead.
that.
Hi, I'm new around here. They call me Satiratician. Might have heard of me, might not have. You should subscribe to me. If I could get above 73,000, that would be awesome.
Again,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking actually, if I do
guys-
keep
guys-
losing subscribers, I might do a reverse 70,000 YouTuber shout out.
I'm not encouraging those people going to unsub from you though. No, fuck it.
Fuck
Go
off.
subscribe. For
Wait a
fuck's
minute,
sake.
wait a minute. So, for the reverse 70,000 shout out, are you going to shout out channels bigger than you then?
Yeah, that would make sense actually. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Bill Bizarro
I'd like
shout-out.
to shout out Seanhead because I love her so much.
I love her content. She's so insightful and fucking witty.
And brave. and brave.
Oh yeah, such a strong, independent woman.
Oh, such strong re. Raph?
See, it's still funny to me that, and I just gave everyone my Ask FM in the chat. Wrong link.
Brilliant.
I am the Wrath of Controversy. I make awful YouTube videos that no one should watch. My most popular video is about the Satiratician, and so yeah, check me out after. I don't know. You're bored enough to want more shit into your info. Don't let me talk anymore. Someone mute me.
Yeah, my most popular video is actually a fanfic sex tape with Satiratician on Pornhub. Magnus, want to show yourself?
Well, Magnus Deacon on Twitter and on YouTube. If you want that one of those lovely Magnus Core t-shirts, check my store out on Zazzle's Magnus Core. And that's pretty much it, really. I just talk shit and shit post.
I probably
Cool.
should
And
bring
then
out a
this-
t-shirt.
Bye, everyone.
All right, so.